All right. We are live. Let's see here. I bring up views. Yep, there it is. Live viewers is up. How we doing, everybody? Welcome inside the MMA War Room. We are live on a Monday. Not usually live on a Monday, but we are live on a Monday because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, frankly. I know you looked at the title. UFC 320 just happened. If you haven't, go check out our UFC 320 recap and matchmaking video. It just dropped today. It's on the channel. It was a great video because it was a stellar event. Usually when we get a fire event, we're going to have a fire video following it. And we dropped it in the afternoon, I believe, in the afternoon today. So go check that out if you haven't. But we will be talking about, the future of Alex Pereira, the future of Merab Dvalishvili, some potential super fights that are kind of being rumored going around in MMA circles. And we'll kind of speak to the truth of it. Now, I'm kind of just here by myself right now, but Chris and Sam should be on in just a little bit. So we're going to get into some Contender Series predictions. Season 9, Week 9 of Contender Series is upon us. Now, normally we do breakdowns after the event on Tuesday, which we will still do. Tomorrow there will be a live stream. But we decided to try something new today. We're going to be able to do predictions, especially if you do Monday streams. This is something that, I wanted to do. So we'll go ahead and get right into the card. Overall, we look at the talent from this season so far, and this week kind of, I don't want to say pales in comparison because you don't really know what's going to happen. But on paper, it's not as great as other weeks just because there's a lot of reshuffling. And when that reshuffling happens, it gets pushed to the later weeks. But there's still some good talent on this card. Obviously, in the main event, Magomed Zainukov, a.k.a. John Pork. If you've been watching Khabib's camp for some time, you know who I'm talking about. But that's the main event of the evening. We're going to go through every single fight-by-fight breakdown, give you some betting angles, give you some predictions for this Contender Series card coming up tomorrow, Tuesday. If you're new here, smash the like button. Drop a comment if you will. Obviously, we are live. If you drop any comment, I'm going to be able to respond to it. So go ahead and drop a comment on whatever you're feeling. And yeah, let's get right into it. Starting with the first fight of the card, Luke Fernandez versus Rafael Pergentino. I'm not going to lie, this fight is pretty rough. Fernandez, I believe, is a minus 800 favorite, something like that. And it's for a good reason. If you really look at Pergentino's tape, it's not the best. It just lacks the professional experience that you'd want from a guy stepping into Contender Series. Luke Fernandez, the exact opposite. I wouldn't say Fernandez is an elite guy, but at least I will go and say he is a legit professional, and that might be the bar that we have to set here. So realistically, round 1 finish is the only right pick here, but betting-wise, there's probably not much value unless you're parlaying. So I'm going to go with Luke Fernandez by round 1 knockout in this one. Should be quick, should be easy. As a minus 800 favorite, he should be getting it done. Obviously, last week we had Rashid Vagabov go in as a minus 700 favorite. He went to decision. But, this time around, hopefully Luke Fernandez gets the job done as a minus 800 guy. But we move on. Luis Felipe Diaz versus Donovan Edric. This one's a little more interesting. I like this one. I think both dudes are dangerous, but I'm going to roll with Donovan Edric. I mean, he is the definition of just pure violence. He blitzes forward, throws bombs, has solid ground and pound. He has that kind of athleticism you just can't teach. The big question is, how does he look if this fight goes past the first round? Because all his wins are first round finishes, and he's been off for a little while, just a little over a year. But Diaz, on the other hand, he's your classic Brazilian brawler. He's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but mostly he just wants to throw bombs. But the thing is, 2 years of inactivity, it's not great. Pretty long layoff. Plus, he's had a lot of trouble with guys who could wrestle. And I think Donovan Edric can definitely expose that. Sam, you better get on the stream, man. I think you're slacking by just commenting. Get on the stream. We should have Sam soon. But both guys can crack, but I think Donovan is definitely faster, and I think he's more well-rounded. If Diaz comes out wild, which he probably will, I think Edric's going to catch him clean. So I'll go Donovan Edric by knockout. probably in the first round. Short notice or not, I think he gets this one done. I think it should be fairly simple. Again, it really comes down to how far this fight is going to go. If it goes past the first round, I might lean the other way, but I think Edric should be able to get this one done. We move up the card. Imanol Rodriguez versus Hoke Jr. Now, Rodriguez is coming off that controversial Ultimate Fighter loss, the one where he got edged out by Joseph Morales, who was the guy who went on to win the whole season. It tells you he's the real deal. Super polished and definitely a prospect you want to keep your eye on. I'm going to go Rodriguez in this one, and I think Rodriguez wins this one by finish, whether it be on the ground, whether it be on the feet. I think whichever way it goes, Rodriguez is going to get this one done. I trust the Ultimate Fighter experience. I trust what he's been doing, and I think he should get it done on the Contender Series. Pretty simple pick here. Moving up the card, co-main event, Adrian Luna Martinetti versus Mark Vologdin. This is actually Andreas Luna Martinetti's twin brother. He fought a couple seasons ago, and he lost to Alessandro Costa, if my memory serves me correctly. Unfortunately, if that is the case, and I'm right, I think this Martinetti family is going 0-2 on Contender Series because I'm taking Mark Vologdin. Sucks to say, but Vologdin's a really talented striker, man. He has that good karate base. He has real knockout power. I think he trains at All-Stars. So All-Stars gym, a good gym to train at. Crisp kicks, straight punches, nasty to the body, really good body work. He's explosive. He has great takedown defense. Luna Martinetti, on the other hand, solid jiu-jitsu, good cage wrestling. I think he's a little bit hittable. I just don't think he's as athletic here. And I think he's going to try and bring it to the ground. He's going to try and make it a grappling match. But Vologdin scrambling, his defense, I think it should keep it on the feet. And if that's the case, I think Vologdin's got this in the bag. So I'm going to say Mark Vologdin. I'll say by decision. I think this is a fight that will go all 3 rounds. I think he lands the bigger shots and ends up getting his hand raised. At the end of the day, if this stays on the feet, which I think it will, assuming that Martinetti defends all the takedowns, he's going to be able to get this one done. Main event of the evening. Here we go. Magomed Zainukov versus Lucas Caldas. Now, if you know, you know. Magomed Zainukov, a.k.a. John Pork. If you're familiar with Khabib's team or any of the Dagestani behind-the-scenes clips, you probably already know John Pork. But the guy is not just a meme. He is a legit Muay Thai world champion and one of the guys who really worked with Islam Makhachev and helped his striking out a lot. So that should tell you everything you need to know about just how sharp this guy really is. He's got an incredible rhythm, even though it kind of sounds like he's gassing out during his fights. Kind of like a Pantoja sort of thing where he looks fatigued during the fight, but he's still in it. He's not tired. He's just got that style where he's still maintaining a crazy pace and walking you down while he's gasping for air. He's just kind of one of those fighters. I think he mixes up his teeps beautifully, controls range really well, punishes you every time you try to step into his range. The step back counters he has are absolutely vicious. But he's also, a guy where a wild brawler could just clip him if he over relies on staying on the back foot, which is kind of my problem. If you remember Jusang Yu from UFC 320, very reliant on staying on that back foot. But when you introduce a guy like Lucas Caldas, or in that case, a Daniel Santos, who can really press forward on him and get him, start to think a little bit more, then he's going to be in some trouble. Speaking of Caldas, he is a brawler. He loves chaos. He is also a Muay Thai guy. This is going to be an awesome Muay Thai, specialist kind of fight. But unlike Zainukov, this is where the difference is. Caldas is not polished on the ground at all. He is only a blue belt in BJJ, and I think his takedown defense as a whole is pretty shaky. What he does have is pressure. He tries to make every single fight a phone booth fight, walks you down, and throws very, very heavy. Problem is, that kind of style leaves him wide open, so it's a double-faced sword, Zainukov is going to make him pay. I think he's going to make him pay. He's a master at breaking guys down piece by piece. He'll chop the legs. He'll stab the body. He'll get some elbows in. Once you start worrying about the grappling a little bit and he has to make you think, then his striking can really open up, and that's where I think he's going to win this fight. From a grappling standpoint, obviously, he's Dagestani through and through. That's just in the DNA. He's not easy to submit. He doesn't accept bottom position very easily. He's good at scrambles. If he wants to, he can wrestle, but we're thinking about this in a Contender Series light. So I don't think he's going to wrestle. I don't think that's the route he takes, especially when you look at Rashid Vagabov from last week. Took the wrestling path, did show off some great striking all in all. But I think if you want a contract, you're going to have to strike. So basically, this comes down to whether Caldas can force one of those all-out, vicious phone booth brawls and land something wild. Because if not, Zainukov is going to piece him up. I could easily see a knockout here, especially given the Contender Series setting. Both guys are going to go for finishes. So I think the safest play if you're looking for a bet on this fight, Zainukov is a pretty big favorite. I believe he's minus 500. Take the fight to end by knockout. Because either way this goes, someone is going to be looking up at the lights. That's how it's going to go. Someone's going to get knocked out. My pick is going to be Zainukov all day. I think he's going to get it done. But if Caldas does win, it ain't going to be by a decision. It won't. It's going to be by knockout. I also like the under 1.5 rounds. If you're into playing round bets, under 1.5 is a good bet here, just because obviously there is a little bit of risk of Zainukov potentially going to the decision, but he really shouldn't. I feel like in a Contender Series setting, every single fight, you look at that under 1.5 and be like, yeah, that should hit. And I think that's the same here. Even if Caldas clips him, it should be early. He is going to make it a phone booth fight right off the bat, which plays into both of those bets perfectly. So I'm going to go Magomed Zainukov by knockout, but let's just scroll through real quick. Once again, if you're new here, smash that like button, drop a comment. I'm answering all questions in the comments. Let me know. Luke Fernandez versus Rafael Pergentino. I'm going with Luke Fernandez as the big favorite. Donovan Edric by knockout. I think he gets it done over Luis Felipe Diaz. Imanol Rodriguez versus Hoke Jr. I think Imanol Rodriguez gets it done after his experience on The Ultimate Fighter. I think he should get it done here. Co-main event, Adrian Luna Martinetti versus Mark Vologdin. I'm going to take Vologdin by decision. I think this is the fight where it does go the distance. And then in the main event, you just heard me, Zainukov by knockout. Those are going to be all my picks for Contender Series. Now, obviously, we're going to have a stream tomorrow after Contender Series where we're going to go through the recap. We're going to go through it like always. Usually we always go on Tuesdays, but today we're also live on a Monday. We're going to try and go as many times as we can throughout the week leading up to UFC Brazil. Quick update on the content schedule. In fact, Wednesday is when we're going to drop or Thursday will be when we're going to drop our UFC Brazil predictions. We're going to record it on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. But let's move right on here. You guys see the title, Pereira Aspinall, Merab Pantoja. We're going to get into both of those fights real quick. We're going to start off with Merab and Pantoja. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this fight up is because I've seen this fight kind of circling in, I guess, in MMA circles. I don't want to see this fight. I don't want to see Merab versus Pantoja. And I think Pantoja is kind of entering, or he's kind of playing his cards right by not calling for the fight, which actually, let's bring in a special guest. We're not a special guest, but a host. I'm disrespecting him by calling a special guest. Chris.
You're
doing?
doing?
Just went through Contender Series. Just talked about John Pork, Magomed Zainukov.
I love John Pork. I hope he's doing okay.
No, he's good. I picked him to win by knockout. I think it should be quick.
Dude, Dagestanis, they're literally a gold mine.
But we're talking about Merab Pantoja right now. And I was just saying,
did you talk about my guy Imanol yet?
Yeah, I picked him to win.
Ooh, yeah, I
picked Imanol.
Run through. Who's he fighting again?
He's fighting Hoke Jr.
Yeah, Hoke Jr. Should be interesting. I loved what I saw from Imanol on the Ultimate Fighter. I think this kid's gritty. He might be a little bit short, but he has a big heart, man. So I think he's a very well-versed fighter.
Yeah, I picked Imanol by finish. Honestly, whichever way he wants. It could go the 3. But I had Imanol winning. Overall, man, Contender Series is actually looking really, really good. When we compare it to past seasons, I think this season of Contender Series really has stuck out as one that I think it has the most talent. Like, I think the most talented guys ever to come on Contender Series have come on this season.
Wait, did you what were your thoughts on the Pergentino Luke Fernandez fight?
Fernandez is going to kill him.
Oh, dude, Pergentino might be the worst MMA fighter.
I looked at Pergentino's tape, and it was literally like he was in jeans, bro.
Yeah.
Like
He's
cooked.
No, I think his biggest pro is that he's willing to step in the octagon. That's it. Like, that's literally it. I don't see anything from him. I mean,
odds reflected too. Fernandez is a -800 favorite.
Yeah, like, and I'm sure him by knockout is also pretty.
He's gonna win by knockout in the first round, 1000%.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, who else did you pick in the?
I picked Donovan Edric over Luis Felipe Diaz. I think he gets it done by knockout. I took Mark Vologdin over Adrian Luna Martinetti. Sorry to the Martinetti family, but I'm going with Vologdin by decision. If you remember Andreas Luna Martinetti, he fought Alessandro Costa on Contender Series a couple seasons back.
Yep.
He lost. I think they're going to go 0-2. I think Vologdin is too good. I think if Martinetti if Vologdin defends the takedowns, which he should, and he keeps it on the feet, he should be able to get it done and just outpoint him. So that's where I had that one leaning. And then obviously John Pork in the main event where we had to go. Can't bet against John Pork. But real quick, back to Merab and Pantoja.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start here. Alexandre Pantoja is ridiculous. The guy is a monster, absolute monster at flyweight. Just Joe Rogan would say he's a marauder. He's easily the second best flyweight we've ever seen, right behind Mighty Mouse. And honestly, even that's debatable. If you're talking prime for prime,
no, I think Pantoja. I'm sorry, I got Mighty Mouse.
I don't know.
I'll give Pantoja.
I'm Pantoja.
I mean, I'll give Pantoja the benefit of the doubt, but Mighty Mouse is actually, like, he's technically not saying that as a verb, not a verb or an adjective, excuse me. I mean, like, technically sound fighting, Mighty Mouse is everything. Like, literally everything. And so is Pantoja, don't get me wrong. I feel like that would be one of the best fights ever if we could see those two in their prime squaring off. Obviously, Mighty Mouse is past his prime, but he's still willing to get in the octagon if something really piques his interest. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I just feel like when I watch Mighty Mouse fight, he just does stuff that no one has ever done. I feel like just on the flying, not even the flying armbar.
I hear you. Like, Mighty Mouse is my top two GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's only behind GSP. I don't know though. A prime Pantoja versus a prime DJ.
I still gotta give it to DJ.
Pantoja has fought better comp. I'll say that. Pantoja's fought better comp.
I honestly think that I think that Pantoja loses to Triple C in his prime.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. I'd take Pantoja. I think in the scrambles he'd be too fast. I feel like he'd get out of it.
I mean, dude, Triple C is pretty good.
He is, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, the jiu-jitsu is elite with Pantoja. Probably got the slickest back takes in the sport. And he's proven over and over again that he belongs among the best fighters on the planet in 2025. But when it comes to Merab, I just think it's a nightmare matchup for Pantoja. And there's a reason why he's not calling for it to happen. Like, Pantoja's not made one mention of Merab. Again, Merab's entire game is literally one giant cardio trap. Like, that's literally what it is.
That's also Pantoja's game too. That's kind of where he thrives as well. So if that cancels out,
I mean, I think everything he does, his pace, his striking, his constant level change.
Right, that's what I meant.
It's all designed to drown you. I mean, just look at the Sandhagen fight. Like, those takedowns weren't even about control. They're about forcing Sandhagen to work,
to get back up,
to move, to burn energy. Same with his striking. It's not like he's trying to knock you out every time. He just keeps you reacting until your body gives up before your will does. Right. And what makes Merab so dangerous, it's not even just the gas tank. He's actually really, really good at fighting. Like, he picks his moments, and he's got a deep bag. Like, the grappling transitions, the striking. I mean, he nearly finished Sandhagen on the feet, and Sandhagen's one of the best strikers in this division. So I think just off of that alone, you got to give him his respect. Against that kind of pressure, I just don't think Pantoja can hold up. One of Pantoja's best qualities is his ability to fight through exhaustion Like you'll see him gas out hard and then come alive for a few seconds with, a beautiful clean counter. But that doesn't work against Merab. Like you cannot outlast a guy who never slows down. And that's what Pantoja's been getting by on. In the Urseg fight, he literally just outdogged him. But in a fight with Merab is just the biggest dog. You know what I mean? Like within 10 minutes, it's going to be all Merab all the time. I think, could Pantoja finish him early is my question. Maybe. I think he would need like the perfect submission to do it. But Merab has also been training with Aljo, and he's probably the second best back taker in the game for years. Like, he's too smart in scrambles, and I think he's too durable to get clipped in a way that's too clean by Pantoja's power. Like, I honestly don't think this is a close fight. I think Merab would absolutely smoke Pantoja.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's also just naturally bigger. I think
that
also
not to mention the size.
And obviously, Pantoja's really never had to deal with that. Even though he's a smaller fighter, he's never really had to deal with someone just wearing on him constantly like that. It's almost like wearing I guess like a 100-pound vest and then going for a couple-mile run. That is insane. Like, you will be tired within the first quarter of a mile.
Hey, drop your picks. Drop your picks in the chat. If y'all think Pantoja can beat Merab, change my mind. Let me know why. Because I'm willing to like find an answer to it, but the way I look at it, Merab is going to kill him. Merab would absolutely smoke.
I think skill for skill. Obviously, there's things you can give and take on. I mean, obviously, Pantoja's
skill doesn't matter in a Merab fight.
That is true. I mean, yeah, everything kind of goes out the window in a Merab fight. Obviously,
you learned that with Umar. Umar was the more skilled guy.
Yeah, Umar was the much well-rounded fighter and much more well-rounded fighter, excuse me, and he just gassed himself out and it was over. But I see there being a way that Pantoja can win. I don't think that there is zero chance that Pantoja can win a fight against Merab. I just think that it's highly unlikely. And hey, even Merab said it after his fight. This is MMA. He's beatable. You just need to figure out how to beat him. And the way to beat him is cardio. You really just need to be in the best shape in the world. And that's why I mentioned this on, I believe, our last week's live stream for Contender Series. I think I misphrased what I was trying to get at. I said Merab was a top 5 athlete in the world. I wasn't thinking in the way I described that. I think Merab is a top 5 conditioned athlete in the world.
I agree with that.
Like, I think that, Sam appearance. Where he at, though?
Oh, perfect timing. That was totally
okay, Sam, I don't know if you just saw what I said.
I was listening. So Merab being a top 5 athlete in the world.
No, top 5 conditioned athlete in the world. I misphrased my last sentiments about this.
Yeah, I can honestly get behind that. I mean, the cardio is unreal. I mean, you have to like. There's got to be a marathon runner out there that is probably more notable.
Yeah, all right. But you put a marathon runner and then you tell him to go wrestle for 25 minutes. He's not doing that.
Yeah, true.
But that's saying Merab is not beating a marathon runner in his sport. You know what I mean?
All right. The difference is Merab can run a marathon. A marathon runner can't wrestle for 25 minutes in a row.
But even beyond that, when you're saying a top 5 conditioned athlete in the world, like, I don't disagree, but you're comparing it to every single other sport. So your logic of comparing 1-to-1 wrestling to marathon running, it's not going to work.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying like what Merab does and how well he is conditioned is one of the hardest things to do in the world.
It's definitely one of the hardest things to do in the world. But it doesn't mean that everyone cannot do it. You know what I mean? People can.
But not, yeah, okay. Maybe they can do it, but they can't do it well. Like, I'm telling you, Merab can run a marathon. A marathon runner is not getting into an octagon for 25 minutes and wrestling for 5 minutes break, 5 minutes break, and actually succeeding in that.
Let us know in the comments. Do y'all think that Merab is a top 5 conditioned, or even without that stipulation, is he a top 5 athlete in the world right now?
Tell me if I'm crazy
I
or
think
not.
you need to compare.
Are we crazy for this? Like,
I also think you need to be objective when comparing. You need to take in what sport they do and what the conditioning requires. Because let's be honest, UFC, Merab's conditioning for the UFC is something we've never seen before. But there's other sports, like if you run a marathon, if you do a triathlon or something, you got to be conditioned probably even further.
But it also takes 2 different types of conditioning.
Merab could not do an Ironman triathlon is one of the hardest things to ever do.
Are you, bro? You really don't think?
I think of anyone in the UFC, Merab could do it, but it's not like a guarantee.
Yeah. But be objective when comparing.
I don't know, man. I think
I do agree that Merab is a top 5 conditioned athlete in the world. But I am also factoring that he is an MMA fighter, where I think if you like pure conditioning, I think there's other people that probably conditioned a lot harder than him. But for his sport and then comparing it to other sports, I think you probably have that.
I don't know. I think.
And again, I need to do more research on this.
MMA is a top 3 hardest sport in the world.
To just become a champion in?
To actually just be, very successful in it, because you literally have to train everything. And you have to train your cardio.
Your body on the line. You literally are fighting for your life out there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Figgy or Montel Jackson? I'm leaning Montel Jackson. I know the popular pick is to go with Figgy, but I'm very worried about the layoff. Or not the layoff, in the sense that Figgy might be coming back too soon from tearing his ACL. And Montel Jackson is a wide favorite. I think the odds reflect that too. Husey, what up, man? Thank you for hopping into the chat. I'm going with Montel Jackson, though. UFC Brazil is coming up soon.
Montel's a popular pick, too, I think, right now. I would go Montel, too.
He's minus 320.
Yeah.
Again, man, it just comes down to coming back too soon. I don't... I get Figgy wants to take it in his own hometown, but, I just don't see it. And Montel Jackson is so underrated. He's really, really good.
He is very good.
I think he would get it done. That is the co-main. Main event, obviously, Oliveira and Gamrot. It should be an exciting card. Our predictions are going to be up for that on Thursday. And throughout the week, if we're on stream, we're not going to do it today, but I do feel like we're going to go over our UFC Brazil predictions.
Maybe we can do it tomorrow after Contender Series.
Yeah, I could be down for tomorrow. So tune into our stream tomorrow as well. We'll have our full UFC Brazil predictions. You can see how it evolves over the week as we upload the video and do other streams after the weigh-ins, whatnot. It should be a lot of fun. But speaking of Brazil, we were talking about Merab versus Pantoja, right? Sam, what's your take on this whole fight? Do you see it as a super fight, for one? And two, do you think it should actually be happening?
I mean, I'm a bit under the weather. Sorry if I cough. But yes, this is absolutely a super fight. You have the bantamweight GOAT versus arguably the flyweight GOAT fighting each other. This is a 100% a super fight. This is one of the biggest super fights the UFC has done in recent history. I mean, you have Ilya Charles as a super fight. Islam JDM, that's a super fight. But I think with Paramounts is because I think you look at this Merab and Pantoja and how good they've been in their respective divisions. You never get 2 consistent winners, long-time champions doing this. Islam is a consistent champion. JDM's only fought for the belt once before. Meanwhile, Ilya and Charles hadn't won the belt in 2 years. Ilya only won twice at featherweight, and both are proven, don't get me wrong, but these are unbeatable people at their division, and have proven that they're unbeatable at their division consistently for years. That's the difference between these fights. This is absolutely a super fight. But the one thing is Pantoja keeps saying he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to move up. He wants to stay at flyweight. Honestly, for him, I don't blame him. What is he? I mean, he doesn't have anything to lose to move up to. Actually, no, he doesn't have anything to lose to stay at flyweight, I think, because at the end of the day, he's destroying everyone. None of these fights are even close when Pantoja's fighting. And his toughest test is coming next against Josh Van. If he can beat Josh Van, I think that says a lot about Pantoja. I would also lean Pantoja in that fight right now, even though Josh Van is on a tear. This is going to be one of the first times we see Josh Van whenever that fight happens. I lean Pantoja right now. But I also think you look at this flyweight division. It's been always a division that just gets undermined, and I think now we're seeing a big resurgence. If there ever was a surge at one point in the flyweight division, it's becoming a lot more stacked nowadays, and I think that's important to see if you're Pantoja's case. you're fighting in the best era of the flyweight division we've ever seen. And I think that helps boost his resume a lot more.
Yeah. The biggest problem with the flyweight division was that it was very fast-paced action, but no one really had power. There weren't really fighters that were straight up flatlining their
But
opponents.
I feel like we were always getting like flyweight scraps, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it would be a scrap
because no one was big enough.
Right. It would be a scrap, but then there wouldn't be that crazy knockout, like the Charles Johnson knockout, or even the Josh.
You weren't
Van
getting
versus
a
Roy
fight
Ball.
on the level of like a Royval Van, unless it was
exactly.
DJ and Cejudo, which was a title fight.
Exactly.
Like,
and I think that's what kind of pushed it down in the hierarchy of the UFC division rankings, I guess, if you were ranking just how stacked each weight class is. But yeah, definitely. I agree. Over the past couple of years, it's really been bolstered up, and I've been really happy to see it because there is some crazy talent at 125.
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I really don't think
Van is like the spearhead of that next generation.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, dude's 23. He's like our age, so it's kind of crazy to think about.
Van and Tatsuro Taira
too.
Yeah, potential title eliminator right there. I mean, there's a lot of guys at flyweight that are just
And Hyun Sung
shooting
Park
up
too.
the rankings. You have Kyoji Horiguchi, a former title contender.
I mean, but he's not new gen.
He's not new gen, but he's coming back to the UFC. Like I think the UFC is realizing that flyweight has some potential, man. And that's why they're bringing a guy like Koji Horiguchi back after they try to get rid of the flyweight division. That's why guys like Demetrius Johnson, Horiguchi left, and now they're like, "Oh, snap! This actually now has potential."
No, Demetrius Johnson got traded for Ben Askren.
True, but like still,
which is still one of the worst trades of all time.
Yeah,
yeah,
all of sports
to this
history.
day. But no matter how the flyweight title picture ends up, I've always said this. I just hope it ends in Taira versus Pantoja and Van and Moreno. If we get those two fights, I'm a happy dude because those are two like dream fights for me. Taira, I think, is the biggest stylistic challenge for Alexandre Pantoja in this division. And Van and Moreno is literally a striker's dream. Like,
wait, what? Hold on, you lost me there. What do you mean Van versus Moreno?
Like, no matter how the flyweight title picture shakes out, Moreno, Taira are fighting, and Pantoja and Van are fighting. I want to see at least Van and Moreno or Taira Pantoja.
Oh, okay. So do that afterwards.
Yeah. Like after.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously Josh Van wins.
Pantoja Van is guaranteed to happen.
Yeah. Taira Moreno, I think, should be at least guaranteed to happen at this point. Like
it's happening. It should happen on 323. That's already been announced, right? So that's gonna happen.
I don't think it's been announced officially, but it's been rumored.
But we can assume 323 if they're gonna do Pantoja.
With how the UFC has been doing title eliminators with the title fights, it's safe to assume. I feel like at this point.
But even beyond the title picture, just circling back to Pantoja versus Merab, Sam. Do you think Pantoja stands a chance at all against Merab? Because I say the only chance he has is a round one submission, and that's it.
I honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I think Pantoja's ground game is better than Merab's. The issue is the cardio, though, like you said, Shrikar.
Yeah, I was about to say the ground game, it does not matter who's better.
And I think the one thing where I really struggle with for Merab is look what happened to that Umar fight. He's down 2 rounds, or actually for both of them. I think that Umar fight's a perfect picture of how this could potentially play out. Umar was up 2-0 against Merab, but by round 2, he was so gassed, you just knew Merab was going to come back and sweep the last 3 rounds. Now you have Pantoja, arguably a better wrestler than Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't want to discredit that Dagestani wrestling from Khabib. But I mean, jiu-jitsu artist, let's put it that way. Better jiu-jitsu artist, which...
Than Merab?
No, Pantoja's better jiu-jitsu artist than Umar Nurmagomedov.
I mean, Umar is not really a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a wrestler.
That's my point. Exactly. That's my
point.
But
at the same time, Merab's grappling isn't a jiu-jitsu grappling. It's straight wrestling. And that's where I think Pantoja's going to have problems.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing I want to talk about because I think with Merab, my issue is if it goes past, or my issue with Pantoja, as I said, if it goes late in the fight, it's Merab's fight to lose. And the other thing, like, I think if it gets to the ground, I think Pantoja can defend himself well, and I think he can turn that defense into offense. So I kind of look at that, and even last on Saturday, I thought Sandhagen got that first round from Merab, and 2 of the judges said he did too. So, and like this is what I was saying by Merab is beatable. I think Pantoja has the skills to beat Merab. The question is, how quick can he do that? Because you know damn well that Merab is going to wear him out. And the more Pantoja is in that cage, the worse. The more Pantoja's in that cage, the worse his chance of winning the title are.
Pantoja has 10 minutes to win that fight.
Yeah.
He literally has 10 minutes or else it's over. Like his best chance is literally chasing the sub in the first round. Gas yourself out. Because Pantoja is a guy that he's known for fighting through exhaustion, and that's just not going to work against Merab. It's not. Like that style is literally kryptonite for Pantoja. So he literally has to chase the sub, and he has to thread it perfectly. Like this needs to be like a picture perfect submission. Because Merab doesn't get submitted easily. If you go look at the Ricky Simone fight, he was literally stuck in a guillotine for a whole minute and survived somehow, some way.
He definitely went out.
So it's like I just don't see how Pantoja can win this. Like I don't see it. Barring the miracle submission again.
Yeah,
I can't see it happening.
If Merab takes him down and somehow winds up into Pantoja's full guard, which I don't even see happening either, because I think Merab, like you said, Shrikar, he's learned from Aljo. And Aljo is an amazing jiu-jitsu artist. He's one of the best when it comes to,
and stylistically very similar to what Pantoja does.
Exactly. It's as soon as I would say all three of them, as soon as all three of them get on your back, it's over. But the difference is with Merab, he does it in a wrestling way where he makes you carry his weight, and he's not even really looking for a sub. It's more of just all right, now you're really going to have to work. And then you get up again, and that's when he hits you with all the mat returns because you have zero energy to defend it. And then you can't create offense for yourself because now you're just so weary about the takedown and everything. And Merab just does not stop shooting takedowns. This dude is insane. Every fight, I feel like he's shooting 30 takedowns.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
There is a reason that Pantoja has not been calling out Merab. He's not been focused on this fight at all.
I think it's for good reason. I think Pantoja's just a little bit too old now. It's like how I mentioned with the Basharat Gutierrez fight. I think Gutierrez would have fared very well in the fight if it happened a few years ago.
How old is Pantoja right now?
It's like
Pantoja, 30, I want to say is 35 or 36.
Like 36. Yeah. Let's look at that.
Pantoja is 35, turning 36 next April. So
okay, but he's like a very battle tested 35, 36. Like he's been through the ringer, and I don't know. I feel like obviously the older you get, the worse your cardio becomes, but at the same time, there are anomalies, and I think Pantoja could be one of those anomalies because there's been times in many of his fights where I've said to myself, all right, it really looks like he's fading. I don't see him really pulling this out. What is he going to do? And then it just looks like he's dragging his feet on the floor because he can't even lift it up, and he's still throwing with 100% power. It's actually insane, but I mean, obviously, he's never really had someone like Merab wear on him like that. That is a different type of expending energy, because you're expending energy and your legs are going to be burning. And now you have to not only conserve, but you have to be weary of other things, which might make you a little bit more jumpy, because when Merab comes in and he throws a few feints and maybe he feints a takedown now, I mean, on Saturday, we saw a little bit of striking from Merab that I don't think I've really seen too much of. Obviously, he almost finished Corey Sandhagen, but if Merab's rocking like that, then I don't know where the fight can go where Merab is at a disadvantage.
Exactly. He's pretty much outclassed Pantoja. And also, I think the difference between Pantoja's cardio and Merab's cardio is there. In that, like, Merab does not visibly look fatigued at all. His body language is always fine.
Yes.
Pantoja's cardio is literally willpower. Like,
yeah, Pantoja literally hits the wall and breaks through. He's a breakthrougher. Like,
it will be dangerous, I guess, that Pantoja can keep working through. But again, Merab has size. He's already durable as it is. So he doesn't really have to worry about Pantoja on the feet like that. He literally just has to worry about not giving up his back. And even in that scenario, when you have the size on Pantoja and you're already good and you're already training with, one of the best back takers in the sport, you're literally going to be fine. you're going to be fine 100%. But another super fight that was being rumored, obviously Poatan was also another big winner at UFC 320. If he does move up to heavyweight, Pereira versus Aspinall will probably be the fight.
Did you see what Aspinall said?
Recently?
Not no.
Oh, so someone recently just asked him what would happen in a fight versus Alex Pereira. He said, "Okay, the horn's gonna sound. Ding. I'm gonna sprint across the cage as fast as I can and rugby tackle him, and then submit him." Which,
Yeah,
you know what?
funny.
Not
That's
gonna
literally
lie,
what's going to happen.
That's an Aspinall game plan.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't
Tom
blame him.
Aspinall will absolutely wreck and run through Alex Pereira. No
I tend to
doubt
agree
about
with
it.
that.
First
I
round
tend to agree.
submission.
I don't know.
I think he'll get it done within half the round, to be honest. Like,
Tom
it would-
if
Aspinall's
he
one of the
executes that
guys
game
where
plan, then yeah.
Tom
Like-
Aspinall is one of the guys where I don't see anybody beating him. Like straight up, I don't think anyone can beat Tom Aspinall.
John Jones, duh.
No, he can't. Yeah, I mean,
retired, man.
this guy's a dog. This guy is the best heavyweight
Please.
we've arguably ever seen in the UFC. And I don't really see anyone stopping
Actually,
him.
I see one person beating Aspinall, and he's
I
just
have-
not
I
in the
have-
UFC.
who.
Francis
name's
Ngannou. That's it.
I mean, that's a super fight. That's the dream fight, man. I think
I
that's
think
the only guy
Aspinal
that,
beats Ngannou too.
I think he can, but I think Ngannou is the best chance, just out of pure.
Ngannou has the best
I'm
chance
gonna
out of
kill you.
anyone. I will throw out a sneaky pick, and I know it would never happen because of the size difference, but Khamzat Chimaev could beat Tom Aspinall. It
No,
would never
he can't.
happen.
No, he can't.
Khamzat needs to gain like 200 something pounds to make it happen, but
Even then, I'm taking Tom.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still taking Aspinall
There's no way.
because
you
he'd
can't
be able
move
to
up
stuff
3
Khamzat's
weight
takedowns
classes,
and
like,
then kill him on the feet.
yeah, moving up
because
it would be
he's
kinda
a
wild.
former welterweight. Like,
Yes.
there's absolutely no way. Like, even against Pereira, I'd take Pereira over Khamzat. Like,
What are the odds right now in the
Oh.
Aspinall fight?
Aspinall's like minus 400.
Yeah, that's
Against Gane.
Against
easy
Gane?
I'm taking.
Yeah.
that's
Although I have
Merab
seen a lot of people say out of anyone in the heavyweight division, they think Gane has the best chance, which I don't really know about because I mean, frankly, Volkov made Gane look like he was terrible. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all.
I don't know.
yeah, I think he's going to embarrass Cyril Gane.
Yeah, I personally see this fight going like the John Jones fight for Cyril Gane, just straight B2A.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one. There's really no one.
Not gonna lie though,
Which is why you have to bring in Pereira in the first place.
you know what would be a dream fight for me in the heavyweight division? Prime for prime, because Aspinall's like still in his prime, so obviously I'm just
Shamil
saying-
Gaziev versus Tom Aspinall.
Oh, dude, how'd you know?
You mean Rizvan Kuniev?
Rizvan Kuniev versus Shamil Gaziev, prime for prime.
Nah,
in Abu Dhabi.
I would love to see prime Cain Velasquez fight Tom Aspinall. I
For
think
sure.
that would be actually an insane fight.
For sure.
I think he would have the best chance. at beating Tom
Prime Kane has the best chance. We had someone in our comments say it a little bit earlier. He asked us like who has the best shot of beating Aspinall, all time. And I think we all said Prime Kane. Like Prime Kane would
I would
do
say
it.
Kane, in my opinion.
Because honestly, I'm taking Tom over Prime Jones for being for real. Like,
All right,
I-
you're bugging.
no,
you're
yeah,
bugging. I'm gonna
I
be
think
honest with you.
Tom would beat Prime Jones. If
You're bugging.
I'm picking him to beat this version of John Jones, I'll take him to beat Prime Jones too. I just think the speed is going to be too much. He'll
I
clip
mean,
him.
John Jones also was a light heavyweight, so it's kind of different.
True.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take Aspinall. I'll
Hey,
gladly
boys,
take
I'm
Aspinall,
taking. I gotta take a
Um,
quick hiatus. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
for sure.
No, bro,
I
where
shall
are you
return.
going?
I
I'm
shall
removing
return.
you. I'm removing
Yeah,
you.
you're
from
good.
I'm trying to
stage.
get myself healthy, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, we don't like health on the War Room
Yeah,
podcast.
but like, come on,
I'm-
pull a John Jones, grit it
I'm
out, be gritty.
But back to Pereira and Aspinall. It's not even comp. Like, hey, if you guys in the comments want to disagree with me, try and change
All
your
right.
mind, go ahead.
I
but,
think
like,
I need to see how the Gane fight goes first before I could really make.
you
an
know how
actual
the Gane
analysis.
fight is gonna go.
I know, but do we?
Yeah, we do. We
don't know.
know how it's gonna go.
We'll see. I mean, I think Aspinall should do what we're saying, just absolutely run through these guys. But yeah, honestly, I should just shut up. I think I'm just trying to find the little
Pereira is not winning that
teeny
fight.
way to win, and there's no way to win.
But I will say it will be the biggest fight in recent memory if they set up Poatan and Aspinall.
Oh, dude,
or
100%.
early next year.
I mean, that would just kind of take the excuse me. Sorry, I just had dinner. That would take the Jones Aspinall kind of aspect of the fight, like that type of aura.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be more interested in Poatan Aspinall than Jones Aspinall at this point.
All right, Shrikar, come on, bro. Now you're just hating.
I don't need to see much. I know Aspinall is going to win. At least with Pereira, it's like he's going for triple champ. Like he's doing this, and the stakes are much higher. With Jones and Aspinall, it's like, okay, old boy John Jones and Tom Aspinall. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not as... It would only be cool because it was hyped up so much, and John failed to deliver. But, like,
well, yeah.
Especially now, if John comes out of retirement, I'm like, no, like, it's just not fun anymore. Like, and we already know John will pull out. He will pull out if he says he agrees to an Aspinall fight again, which I, for one, do not think he's coming out of retirement. I don't think he's going to fight another fight in the UFC. I think he's done.
I don't even think Dana White's going to let him.
Dude, ever since John Jones retired, the UFC has gotten so much better. Is it just a coincidence or is it not? It has gotten so much better in terms of the champions we're seeing, in terms of the fights we're seeing. Every single thing is
I don't think
a lot
that's
better.
Directly correlated to him.
It is 100% directly correlated.
The heavyweight division has definitely gotten better because now there's not a roadblock stopping things from happening.
Everything has gotten better.
I don't know. I think that's kind of just a coincidence.
Think of the first half of this year compared to what we're already seeing in the second half.
Dude, I think it would have happened regardless.
Second half of this year has been way
just trying
better.
To find a reason to hate on him, which rightfully so.
It's not hating, it's facts. The UFC got better once.
I don't think one singular person halted 10 divisions in UFC.
Could you imagine Jones was still in the UFC? I had to look at a picture of all the champions in the UFC, and I still had to see him on there. I'd be bummed, bro. Like, it would actually be like, it would be horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that he's gone.
I could agree with that. But I don't think he's...
I'm rage baiting.
I was going to say, bro, I'm like, I don't think he's responsible for all of that.
It is a crazy coincidence, though.
It is a crazy coincidence.
The entire landscape got better once he retired.
Yeah,
and honestly,
Shrikar has learned that I'm like almost unrage baitable.
Yeah, we're both kind of unrage baitable, and then we just try to rage bait each other just to like
just to see if we can get it.
Like, but either way it goes, Pereira is not going to beat Tom Aspinall. Yeah. That's why I want to see Pereira stay a light heavyweight. I think he can actually build his legacy a lot more at 205 compared to if he moves up.
Yeah.
And even if you give him a title eliminator with, let's say, a Cyril Gane, Pereira versus Gane would be a fun fight.
I was going to say, I would love to see that fight.
But I think Gane will win. Like, I think Gane will beat Pereira. So
yeah, you know what? Maybe if something happens to Aspinall and they need to do like an intern champ, do Gane versus Pereira so we could have triple C, but the last C would be lowercase for interim.
Yeah, but then what's the point of that?
You're right.
Like, at that point, you just make it for undisputed. But hey, I have a wood table. I'm knocking on wood.
Yeah, I am too. I knock on wood. Has to be.
Aspinall, stay healthy, man. I need to see.
Oh no, yeah. I'm sorry, Tom. I did not mean that.
We can't jinx it now.
It was just a hypothetical. Also, I don't know if anyone in the audience or you, Shrikar, abides by this, but like when you knock on wood, do you do it an even amount of times?
No, I just do it however many amount of times.
All right, I'm a big believer in you have to do it an even amount of times for good luck. Uneven amount of times, bad luck. Well,
I think I knocked it 8 times.
Oh, all right, good. So I did twice.
I should be okay.
I'll do 2 more.
But we'll move on here. So there's been some news regarding the White House event. Donald Trump today said that the date is set for June 14th. Now, the reason that is significant is 1, it is Donald Trump's birthday, but 2, this would mark, I believe, the first time the UFC holds an event on a Sunday. albeit it won't be during football season. If it's in June, you're not competing with many of the things. I just find it interesting that they're targeting a Sunday.
Well, it's because it's Flag Day.
Oh, it's Flag Day as well.
Yeah. It's on like an actual American.
Interesting. So Donald
day.
Trump is just the ultimate patriot, huh? His
Yeah,
birthday is
I guess.
on
Yeah,
Flag
no, his birthday is just coincidentally on Flag Day. So yeah, it's not.
He's a
I've
true
seen some
American.
things saying it's like, oh, he's doing it for his birthday party. No, it's on an actual American holiday. I just don't think. Obviously, they were targeting the 4th of July. That was probably just really not feasible. Obviously, being
Was that on a Saturday?
the 4th of July. No, I think it was going to be in the middle of the week. But obviously, everyone has off on the 4th of July, so it wouldn't matter.
Could you imagine? They used to do Wednesday UFC cards, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it could work if you brought it back, but we've never seen a card on a Sunday.
Did it on like Spike TV too? Shout out Spike TV. Oh my God, that's a blast from the past. I don't even know what channel it is now.
Spike TV is crazy word.
Right? I don't even know what channel that is now. You know what? I'm going to look that up.
Man, real quick, did you grow up on Nick Jr. or Cartoon Network or Disney Channel?
Ooh, I'm not going to lie. Oh wait, Spike TV's on Paramount actually now.
Paramount Plus.
I watched everything. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like Disney, Nick, Cartoon Network had some bangers. One of my favorite shows when I was younger, Johnny Test.
Johnny Test. I thought you were gonna say Johnny Bravo, and I was like, dang, that's a.
Oh, I mean Johnny Bravo was hard too. Boomerang was gas. Dexter's Laboratory. You can hate, bro. Powerpuff Girls was lit, bro. Mojo Jojo was my guy.
Jojo.
He was tough, bro.
We all watched. Hey, but believe it or not, man, we're all guilty of it. We all watch Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah, bro.
We all watched it.
Yeah.
We tend to avoid the conversation, but we all watch Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally grew up on Cartoon Network and Nick. I didn't watch Disney Channel much. I was just kind of like, if you had to pick one area of it, like, were you watching Cartoon Network the most?
Oh my God. I don't know. I like, it was really 50-50 for me. Cause like I would kind of flip between like Nickelodeon.
That's bullshit, bro. You were watching one more than the others.
It was probably Nickelodeon just cause like they had SpongeBob, Drake and Josh.
Nah, they had an elite lineup.
iCarly.
Real ones were watching Arthur. Y'all were watching Arthur.
I watched Arthur. Yo, what
you
know about
all
Franklin
if you were watching Arthur. And Franklin the Turtle. What they know, bro. Yeah, it was all good shows.
Or this was when we were really young. Oswald, bro. The octopus.
Dude, no way.
Yeah.
Wow. I forgot about Oswald.
Yeah. He was gas.
I thought he was like a side character on a different show.
Yeah, nah, he had his own show.
I remember he had his own show.
Yeah.
Dang. That was back when Nick Jr. was Noggin. If y'all remember.
Yes,
Noggin,
bro. Yes.
Noggin was that. Noggin was that fire. We were all watching Noggin. Hey, anyway, we're going to sidetrack. Back to the White House, man. If y'all have any thoughts on the White House event, if y'all have any questions for us, go ahead. Go in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll answer literally anything, MMA or life related. We just talked about Cartoon Network.
Even if it's after this stream, we'll get back to you in the comments. Just
100%. 100%.
Shoot one out there, and we got you guys. We're trying to provide the most content. But yeah, I mean, I think the White House card is going to be amazing. I think it's going to be stacked with Americans. Kind of obviously the theme. I feel like you can't really have a White House card and not have the more Americans than not on the card. I feel like that'd just be really weird.
Actually, they were talking about, remember we brought up the fact that the octagon weighs however many tons, like 25,000 tons or something like that. They have to basically replace the South Lawn. Guess how much that's going to cost?
Oh, dude, probably millions of dollars.
Nope, $700K. Pocket change.
Oh, dude, Trump would pay for that out of his own pocket.
It's literally pocket change. That's how much Dana White gambles.
Oh,
yeah. He went down 1.2 million and then went up 700K. Like,
that's literally two hands of baccarat for him.
that's two rolls on banker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
pretty much. Like that's
did
you see his 60 Minutes interview? That was pretty cool.
No, what happened?
Oh, dude. I mean, it was just pretty interesting. It was obviously they just interviewed Dana about the White House card and kind of his point of view on the business and owning the UFC and what he does. And then they followed him into the casino. and they were
Oh, that's where the clip came from.
yeah, they were asking him
Yeah.
questions, and they're like, so why do you do this? He's like, I'm just
I'm
a sick guy.
man.
I'm just a sick
I'm
guy,
a
which
sick,
he is.
sick
I mean,
person.
400K on a hand of baccarat. I couldn't even fathom that. Like if I had 400K right now, I don't even know what I'd do. First of all, I'd probably take a money bath.
I'd put it in stocks.
Oh
My
yeah,
real
well,
ones know I'm putting that in stocks.
I would take a money bath and then put it in stocks.
Let me get like 100K in cash, take the money bath, get another 200K, put it in stocks, other 100K, I'll just use it for whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Investing 101 from the war room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly, bro. Yo, stocks are the wave. Stocks are the wave.
Stocks are the wave. If you're not
UFC,
investing, invest. Invest now.
Is TKO public? I don't.
Yes, I have shares in TKO.
It is. All right, yeah, I'm buying TKO tomorrow.
I bought it when it was at like 160 before the Canelo Crawford. It jumped up to like 197. Oof, so
tough.
We're balling over here.
Good ROI.
Yeah, we're making good money off it. That's something I'm gonna just hold. But if you want to invest, TKO, good spot to invest right now, especially with that Paramount deal hitting. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
The TKO stocks are gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
what were you gonna say about TKO?
Oh no, I was gonna say you want to get in early on things like that, and obviously, yeah. I honestly think the sky's gonna be the limit for that company, especially
with computing and TKO, man. That's how we're riding, bro.
Especially with what WWE's been doing, they've been branching out a lot. I mean, having now they have partnerships with ESPN. Like, when was WWE ever on ESPN? That's kind of crazy. And they're having commercials on ESPN, actually being promoted as, you know, sports entertainment, which it actually is. And people say, oh, you know, it's not a sport, which, yeah, you can go back and forth on that.
Is it sport or is it a theater? You know, like
I would say it's both. I mean, you still have to be athletic to do the things that they're doing. Obviously, yeah, it's scripted. And like the outcome is already predetermined, but the guys and women still have to go in the ring and execute exactly what.
But isn't part of the definition of sport is that like it has to be unpredictable? Like it's an unpredictable outcome.
I don't know. I feel like sports to me is just something that you're doing athletically.
Hold on.
Or competitively, which
let's see here. Definition of sport,
because
an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against. Well, that's team sport. I'm looking like
individual sport.
Here, let's look. Does sport have to be unpredictable? I feel like Zias and Bilu do Google. How many fat do Muslims? What sport is most unpredictable? Surfing. I guess there's no clear-cut definition. But the way I learned about it in class at Syracuse was that it had to be an unpredictable outcome, unless my schooling has failed me and I already forgot.
I mean, like, yes and no. I mean, technically, it's unpredictable to the fans because they have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But think about it, like, cheerleading's a sport. Like, cheerleading is technically a sport, and everything that they do is choreographed.
It's scripted and choreographed.
It's scripted, and obviously the result and judging isn't scripted, and what the other team is going to do isn't scripted. But it's almost like just a game plan. That's how I kind of consider the script. It's a game plan. That they have to execute the game plan, like in football. Every team, you know, scripts out their opening drive, maybe their opening 2 drives. That's exactly how they want to execute it. And they know how it should go. Obviously, there's some tires in there might be some bumps in the road, which in WWE that does happen. What if someone doesn't do a specific move? What if someone doesn't, you know, hit a specific spot? And then they have to kind of backtrack and then rework off that. But yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed with how it's been. Cause I mean, when I was younger, I used to watch WWE. I like to say I graduated to UFC because I think I just like the more real.
I think we all did. I feel like before UFC, it was WWE.
And no hate to WWE because I mean it's still very popular, and you see old adults watching WWE and actually being entertained. And I'm not.
Sometimes I'm still tuning into it.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, sometimes the storyline is good. It's just one big soap opera. The whole point is to hook you, to rope you in and get you hooked. But I think that it still is considered somewhat of a sport because you still have to be very athletic to do it. And like I said, I graduated from WWE to UFC because UFC is the most unpredictable thing ever. Like it literally takes one punch and you're done, absolutely done. You can be the best in the world, and it really doesn't even matter because everyone has a puncher's chance. And I think that's why I love it the most out of. I would say I love that aspect of it the most out of every sport because you just never know.
Yeah, it's the most unpredictable sport out there. That's why we take so much pride in betting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's like I got it right. Right now, Dodgers, Phillies, bottom 9, no outs, 2 on, tying run coming to the plate for the Phillies.
Oh,
it's kind of
I'm
crazy.
looking at the Chiefs-Jags score right now.
Oh yeah, how's that game going?
It's 7-0 Chiefs. 4th and goal. The Jags went for it. T-Law rushes up the middle, 2-yard loss, fumbles. Karlaftis recovers the fumble.
Oh, wow.
But Mahomes is 9 for 11 right now for 107 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. So he's balling.
Shrikar, who'd you take and pick him?
I think I took the Chiefs. I took the Chiefs. And
I took the Jags.
I did, dude. Spread is hard. That's why I love MMA because there's no there is point spreads, but I never bet point spread. Like I never do it. Like
I don't either. I hate point spread.
Like there's good value in it. I get it. I never bet point spread. Well, also I can't do math. So with MMA, it's like if I have to like calculate point spread, I just rather just sweat it the whole fight. Like rather just sweat it.
Yeah, the point spread is very hard unless you know someone's just going to 30-27 them. It's like, all right, maybe it's worth it.
Yeah. But one of the guys actually that was supposed to fight on White House, or is rumored to fight on the White House card, is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
7 years ago today, we got Khabib versus Conor, October 6th, 2018. Chris, obviously you were there for Khabib and Conor, probably the best rivalry in the sport. You look at, I guess Jones in DC is up there as well.
Oh, wow. The Phillies are pouring it on right now. It's 4-3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, I was watching during that fight.
But reflecting on it now, 7 years ago to the day, Khabib and Conor, man, what a time.
That the hype was absolutely unreal. That was the most hyped up fight in UFC history, without a doubt. The whole tagline on the poster was "The world is watching," because that is the most sold pay-per-view of all time. It is. There was chills.
The world was actually watching.
Yeah, there was just chills going into that fight, and I really just couldn't even really describe it, man. I was so high on Conor, and obviously I was one of the people that really didn't like Khabib, and it was just, I was in my MMA journey of wrestling is boring. I want to see people scrap. Like, I don't want to see this guy hold him down for this long. And obviously, Khabib was going for one of the best records ever. I mean, he was going to be undefeated. He is undefeated, obviously. Retired at 29-0. I would have loved to see him to go for 30-0, but obviously his father passed away, and he had the most respect for him and didn't want to continue his journey without him. But I was so high on Conor McGregor. I really thought that he was going to be able to do it, and that was before I started analytically breaking down fights and evaluating. All right, yeah, wrestler versus striker. A wrestler should probably win that 9 times out of 10 if he's really good at it, and Khabib was really good at it. So it was just crazy to see the aura drained out of Conor like that, because everyone thought he was untouchable, which at the time he really was. Mm-hmm. Like no one thought anyone was going to beat him. I mean, obviously you could say Khabib was going to beat him, but before the Khabib fight got scheduled, it was like, oh my gosh, this guy is insane. Obviously, he had his tobacco's with Nate Diaz, and almost like I wouldn't say a fluke loss, but that rear naked choke in the first fight was, not the likely outcome of that fight. It was a scrap, and Conor kind of just tired himself out, got caught, and then we saw how the second fight went. He beat Nate Diaz, got the title back, went to go fight Eddie Alvarez, became the first double champ in MMA history. And dude, he was just sitting the highest you could possibly be on his horse. And I think he brought the world with him. That's why I loved him so much. And I still think that Conor is the reason the UFC is like this today. I think he was really the driving force to captivate audiences and make them want to pay attention and buy fights. Because when you look at the most sold pay-per-views of all time, who's on the list? It's literally all Conor McGregor.
Mhm.
I forgot what other pay-per-view it is, but there's one fight in the top 6 or 7 that isn't Conor McGregor. We should, Sam, are you looking that
I'm
up?
looking right now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
McGregor.
McGregor.
The first fight that does not include McGregor is Usman versus Masvidal, UFC 251.
Okay, exactly.
Wow.
So,
Which was a Fight Island fight.
is that 7
That's
fights?
surprising. Is that the first one during COVID era?
That was one of the first.
No, that
ones
had
during-
that had an audience. That was right after COVID.
This was the first one on Fight Island, I think, and there were 3 title fights. So it was Usman Masvidal, Volk Holloway 2, and then Jan and Aldo, and Andrade
I'm so
Namajunas
surprised
2.
that's that high up.
No, that
Yeah.
was that.
I mean, it's a
in
good
Fight
card.
Island? No, that wasn't at Fight Island. I don't think.
Yes, it was. That was Fight Island.
Was it actually?
UFC 250.
Why
July
do I
11th,
remember?
2020.
Why do I remember there being an audience for that?
Because there was a second Masvidal fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
you're
was
right. You're right. Yeah, that
61.
was the first one.
Yeah. Are we talking about the White House card?
We did
Yeah,
for a
we-
little
well,
bit,
we-
but
yeah, we're-
um,
well,
Can I
we-
have a shower thought. I was just in the shower, just nice steamy shower to help the cold out. I have a shower thought for y'all. As a DC resident, as a current DC resident, I think the White House card is going to be an absolute catastrophe for the UFC. And I want Dana White to prove me wrong. You are really about to have an outdoor fight in the middle of the summer in Washington, D.C., in the sweltering heat, in the area so prone to thunderstorms. It will literally come down. It will be sunny all day. And then at 5 p.m., it starts pouring, downpour rain. And you want to have it on a Sunday too? I think this is going to be an absolute catastrophe for the UFC. And I don't know, like, I would not be surprised if this fight gets like canceled, pushed back, moved. The more and more I think about it and how awesome, it's an amazing idea, an awesome idea. There's absolutely a 0% chance you can have this fight outdoors in the DC summer. Like,
I mean,
you gotta,
that's the whole point, though.
What?
That's the whole point. I mean, there's going to be probably like fans. There's going to be like a huge stanchion cabana type.
What happens
thing.
if there's a thunderstorm, though?
There's
yeah,
going to be
if there's any sort of rain, you're cooked.
Yeah, what happens if there's a thunderstorm? You need to like put the entire complex in like a glass ball or something, or just like
a
But
dome.
again, like logistically, this event
I wouldn't
does
even doubt
not
if they
make
found
any
a
sense
dome.
at all.
Yeah. Well, I want to show up the renderings, because the renderings came out recently. If I pull this up, let me share my screen, because I just think having an outdoor fight, it's like, it sounds like an amazing event. It's like, it's gonna happen, and it seems like the UFC is all in on this.
Oh, it's going to happen. I promise you, it's going to happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen whether it be at the White House or whether it be at
It'll
Capital
happen
One
in
or
the
something.
Capital One Arena.
That's my prediction. Like, I just don't see any way you can make that feasibly happen in the Washington, D.C. summer.
Right? It looks too like I don't know, man. Like, it just doesn't
Dude,
seem like it's gonna
yeah.
happen.
It's
Right?
just
Like,
so, like, you're
it's gonna
almost
happen.
fighting. What's the difference between fighting in the DC summer and the Amazon jungle? There's no there in the Amazon rainforest, I should say. There is no difference, because that's what a DC summer feels like, at least to me, man. I mean, I don't know. It also, like, it's also just like the mat's gonna be like slippery, sweaty. Like, it's gonna be a disaster, I feel like.
it
know.
doesn't make any sense unless you have some sort of like an awning. Like,
Well, that's what they're going to do.
something
They're
Not
that
even
gonna
an
goes
make-
awning.
yeah, it's going to be like
Not
a
even an
huge
awning,
thing.
but like, what happens with the heat and the humidity? How do you get that out of there?
Yeah, see that's
you,
cooked.
You suck it up.
I feel like this isn't. Oh shit! Fuck.
I mean, even when people were fighting in Abu Dhabi, like when Khabib was fighting Poirier, like, you know, in Abu Dhabi, it was very humid inside that stadium. Like, it was very hot. Like, it was not like they were sweating from the moment they walked inside the octagon. So that's not really the biggest issue.
If anything,
but,
it makes it more fair because no one's dry. So no grappling advantage.
yeah, but then you're taking out literally one of the arts in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, stand and bang, baby.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yeah, but then
Maybe
why don't we
this is
just
how
do
they get-
boxing? Why don't we
maybe
just
this
do
is how
boxing?
they
at
get-
that point?
Maybe this is how they get all the boring, quote unquote, boring grapplers out of the UFC is with this fight, because the grappling is going to be a disaster there. So you just have all the boxers just knock them all out.
Come on. Don't do Grant Dawson like that.
Man, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's going to, I just don't feel like this is going to work.
Yeah, it's not going to work, man.
Yeah. It is a great idea, and I want it to work so badly, but there's so much wrong with this.
It's gonna work. I promise you.
Yeah.
I'll be the lone wolf on this one.
The lone wolf, man.
And it's happening regardless
Yeah.
of how hot
It
it is
does-
or if it's raining.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just
It's
like,
going to be a
Do
Washington
you
DC
think they're
card.
really not going to
White
plan
House.
for if it's potentially raining?
they have to. They have
But
to.
like how? Like what are you going to do with that? Like
They're probably
goes
calling
with
up the
the
best
rendering.
engineers in the country, man.
I get that, but like how much engineering can you do when Mother Nature is your literal biggest enemy?
Well, the like obviously it might not be like that open. There's
but
gonna be
those
there's gonna have
but
to be
those, but those
something
are the
else.
renderings. So it's like
Yeah.
we have to just
Well,
go off
I mean,
that.
they could still have that like light stanchion, but that doesn't mean that there's
You know what?
things
This
in the
gives me
middle
a
of it
great
that-
chance to talk about the Oakland A's, because look at their renderings, how often they change their renderings. Maybe the UFC is going to do the same and keep
I think the
changing their
UFC's
renderings.
run a little bit
The
better.
thing
than
is,
Oakland
the
A's.
UFC's run a little bit better than the Oakland A's. We'll put it that way.
Quite a lot better.
Yeah, quite a lot better. There's, in the words of Moneyball, there's the UFC, there's other organizations, then there's 50 piles of crap, and then there's the A's. The
Poor guy,
Oakland-
man. Poor guy.
Oakland
There,
Athletics.
I remember when we went to Yankees Guardians in the wild card game.
Oh, I've been
Sam-
telling this story all week to some of my friends who are
Yeah,
Yankees fans.
Sam literally wore a John Fisher shirt. I won't say what it said on there.
I did not do that, streetcar. You're
Or
just
what
trying
was
to
it? What was
raise
on the
me.
shirt? What was on the shirt? Was it the last dive bar? Was it the
That's not an anti John Fisher. It was
No.
the last
I
dive bar
know,
shirt.
but I know I might be tweaking, but like I don't know what you were
It was a
wearing.
jacket and a normal A shirt. It wasn't anything anti he who shall not be named.
Okay, but I mean, whatever he was saying was anti John Fisher.
Yeah, we'll
because
put it that way.
we were walking after the game out of the stadium, and he was the only one belting at the top of his lungs.
Let's go Yankees. F John Fisher. Let's
That,
go
yeah,
Yankees.
yeah.
Sell the team. That's exactly how it
Literally.
went.
And
I
everyone
got some
probably
good.
looked
I
at
got
you
some
like you were
appreciation
crazy.
from some people. Hey, gotta let the presence be known. That's what you got to do, man.
I
The
would've been
presence
like-
was felt. The presence was
Good.
definly felt.
Good.
For better
I hope
or worse,
people
it
know
was
that John
felt.
Fisher's a corrupt.
I would
owner,
have
man.
pulled a Conor McGregor. Who the hell is that guy?
Who the hell is
Who
that
the
guy?
hell is that
Well, let me
guy?
explain to you about John Fisher, John the Con Fisher.
Has there any been new fights that have been announced just today?
Not,
Because usually they release everything
actually,
tomorrow.
dude, breaking news on the War Room: Sam versus John Fisher at the White House.
Sam by a 4-second knockout, breaking Masvidal's record. And actually, John Fisher may not get up from that fight. He may
Hey,
just lay in
Chris.
the canvas.
Yep.
Brian Schottenheimer responded to Rico Dowdle saying the Cowboys need to buckle up for their rematch. We're gonna bring our seatbelts, Rico. We'll buckle up.
Yeah. Sorry, Rico Dowdle. You just ran all over one of the worst teams in the NFL. The
I
Miami
can't
Dolphins.
wait to watch Cowboys Panthers this week.
Okay, all I'm saying is, look,
I can't wait to watch UFC Rio this week.
Hey, but Chris, what I tell you, bro, Schottenheimer
Johnny's
was a good
bro.
hire.
Johnny's a great play caller.
It was a good hire.
I had my doubts. But look, Cowboys might have the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL, but realistically, how are the Panthers going to stop the Cowboys on offense?
Yeah, it honestly might. But what if Rico just goes for 200 again?
Oh, he's going to. I know he is. That's literally our weakness. Run
Like,
defense.
we know what happens when the Cowboys say stuff like this. I don't usually end up what?
I mean, it wasn't really like we weren't initiating it. If anything, we were just responding to Rico. Shout out Rico Dowdle. I miss you, bro. I think you and no shade to Miles Sanders or Jaden Blue. I think if we kept Rico Dowdle and Javonte Williams would have been one of the best backfields in the
Javonte's a
in the league.
dog. He is a dog.
Javonte is back to prime Javonte, and I'm all for it. Yeah, but back to the White House card. I think it's gonna happen. I think that they're really I've never really seen the UFC.
Dana White has made. This is the thing. Never doubt Dana White. That's
Yeah. I've never
always
seen
continue.
them this gung ho on trying to make something happen.
True.
So
I feel like they're going to do it. There's just a lot of questions I have.
yeah, there is, and obviously,
and they're valid questions.
rightfully so. Rightfully so. There should be questions, but look, if there's anyone that's going to make it happen, it's Dana White and Donald Trump when he wants something to be done.
Well, I mean, when you're working with the president of the United States, there's really no limit in terms of money. Like financially, they'll do whatever they can to make it happen. But
it's not even. I don't even think Trump's going to pull from taxpayer dollars. It's going to be out of his own pocket.
But again, money doesn't solve logistics. Money doesn't solve Mother Nature.
Solve building
money doesn't
things
solve problems.
to help it.
Yeah, but are they going to do it? Like we've seen the renderings now. Like, will they actually go through with that? I would hope so. There has to be some sort of.
I don't think so. I think we're going to see a different type of rendering. Oh, and the Phillies lose. Oh my God, Freddie Freeman, a nasty pick at first to seal the game.
Love it.
Yeah. Wow. If I was a Phillies fan, I'd be in shambles. I hate the Phillies. Even though I'm a Yankees fan, I hate Philly sports teams, except the Flyers, because they really have never done anything to me.
Yeah.
Flyers are chill. And the Philadelphia Union.
Dodgers are going to repeat, bro. It's cooked.
Yeah. Philadelphia Union's pretty chill, too. Yeah, I think Jags plus 3.5 is cooked.
It is. Oh, by the way, dude, Mahomes is back. Chiefs offense is back. When they get Rashee Rice, it's cooked. Like they're gonna be just fine.
Ooh, they are in the red zone. Probably gonna fumble again.
Dude, why don't the Jags get Travis Hunter the ball more, bro? Like,
I'm not sure.
Just feed him, bro. Like, I know he's good at corner and everything, but he's such a good receiver. Like, I'm tired of him being underutilized. I'm saying this for dynasty purposes, and I'm also saying this because I like Travis Hunter. Yeah. Feed him the ball, bro. Like, feed him. Yes. Just like the UFC's been feeding us the second half of this year, feed Travis Hunter, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
call it there. We're gonna go live tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we can call it there. I feel like we're getting off
wait.
track.
One thing I want to double back on is the Conor McGregor Khabib fight, since it was 8 years ago or 7 years ago today. Mm-hmm. Conor was like a plus 170 dog, and I mean, I think a lot of people really didn't believe in Khabib, especially because of his style. Oh, we didn't have hands. McGregor can just put someone out. But that was actually one of the most hype that was probably the most hype I've ever been for a fight in my life. And
I think that's what a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, the antics afterwards was even crazier. I was just like, what is happening? I have some, I have some saved Snapchats from that night that I'm not going to show because there's probably some explicit words on there. But yeah, it was crazy watching actual teams like fight each other. And a good reason for that was good old Dylan Dennis, who doesn't know how to shut his mouth. That was one of the big reasons that happened. But obviously both of them were, I believe Khabib was suspended for that as well.
I think they both were, yeah.
It was a 6-month suspension for both of them. And for good reason. I mean, that's just inexcusable, jumping into the crowd to go fight people. But Khabib is a very stand-up guy. He fights for what he believes in. He's a very respectful guy as well. So obviously there's a lot of disrespect coming from McGregor and the McGregor camp, which definitely led to that, because someone who is as religious as Khabib and really, just a stand-up human being, in my opinion, there's only so much you can take, and you got to defend yourself, defend your religion, your country, your family name. And now look at the family name in the UFC right now. Look what Khabib has done with all the Dagestani fighters, Islam Makhachev, Umar, Usman, just everyone that comes out of that camp, man. AKA is actually insane. So,
oh, by the way, let me pull something up. I saw this and I was vexed. It has to do with Pereira's next opponent.
Is this the EA Sports tweet?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
that was
just
terrible.
saw that.
That was definitely
atrocious.
pre-made, and they just didn't change it because they were too lazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fam.
It had
What are
Dom
we-
Reyes
what-
on it.
What are we doing here, fam? Who's next for Pereira? Carlos Olberg, cool.
Yeah.
Dominic Reyes or Khalil Roundtree? I'm the biggest
Give them
Khalil
two guys
Roundtree
that
fan
just
there
got
is.
slapped.
They just got knocked out. What are we doing here?
I love the wicked MMA.
What the hell is a
comment.
polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
Yeah,
Does the admin on this account
admin
even try?
try?
I know. Anyway.
Not Reyes shouldn't be in the conversation at all. Neither Yuri, to be fair.
All right, yeah, that person
That's
is
crazy, dude.
has
I love
no
this
idea what
gif,
they're
bro.
talking about.
This is actually like the greatest gif of all time, bro. I've seen this used in probably like 90% of MMA comment sections. It
He's
is the
literally
greatest
so
gif.
great.
psychotic. Like, how do you? He's like crying tears of joy.
He was. He admitted it. He on Hawani Days. He was like crying tears of joy.
Look, it is there again. That's crazy.
Oh my god. The bottom comment was crazy. I'm not gonna. repeat it.
Anyways,
I saw it too, and I just clicked off.
Yeah.
that's our cue to sign off. I think.
Hey, well, we'll be back tomorrow. Contender Series recap. We're gonna shoot for probably hour streams going forward. If we can clear an hour, then we're fine. But we're gonna up the frequency of our live streams. So if you're here for that hour, good. If you miss it, we're gonna be back very, very soon. Especially in this case. But we'll see what tomorrow brings. Socials, you see them. War Room MMA Pod on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Smash the like button on the stream if you were here. If you're just tuning in, if you were watching, smash the like button. Leave a comment, subscribe. We're gonna respond. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow after Contender Series from the War Room. For Sam Cork and Chris Shore, I'm Shrikar Gendron signing off. We'll see you guys next time.